Welcome to the Nightcap, your TA home. Everybody knows we trade in them zones. Late night, no sleep, yeah, we keep it real. Crypto moves fast, no time for the feels. TradeFly rocking charts, he about to take flight. Crypto Nightcap, where the dark meets the bright. This path ain't cheap, you can dream while you sleep. Steady building wealth, invest in yourself. Breaking it down, good vibes in sight. The makers in tight, adjusting my sight. It's all or nothing, this is how we attack. Get your head right, it's a Crypto Nightcap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. And we got a lot to talk about tonight. There is nothing, I won't say there's nothing, but there is mostly just good bullish news out there right now. So that gives me a little bit of a pause, right? Because it's very bullish. The sentiment is through the roof right now. You can see that we are in extreme greed at this point, and we'll look at that when we get into the market update. But that being said, we are at a very key level of resistance. You guys know the spot I'm talking about if you watched the show before. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. That being said, I don't do the show alone. I got one of the busiest guys in crypto, my man, Detroit's own FUD White. Let's bring him up. Know it.
What's up, TradeFly, man? How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm working through some audio issues on my end. I wasn't able to get my Bluetooth to connect. Of course, always something with this setup here, but I can hear you. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna push through. That being said, man, how you doing, man? How's everything going?
Everything's going pretty good, man. Had a pretty good weekend. Woke up to some nice pumps that I was looking for over since we last talked Thursday. HBAR. And I'm doing pretty good, man. So just looking for the market, see if we can continue or see if we're gonna hit our head and roll over.
Right on, man. Yeah, man. We had a call today, Chart Prime thing. I'm telling you what, guys, there is something coming out here with Chart Prime. Y'all are gonna love. It is fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. That being said, let's go over to the chat. Let's say what's up to everyone in the chat here. See Buck. What's up, dude? He said I win, so I guess he was first in the chat. And then we got Crypto Mar dropping the emojis as usual. Clay the Great with his hoodie who. Indie Rock Crypto, our official hype man. I was about to call him our sponsor. We know Crypto Billy's a sponsor of the show, but Indie Rock Crypto, he's our hype man. What's up, dude? How you doing? Chris Klein's in here. Good evening to you. Let's see. Did I say username? If not, what's up, brother? We've been talking already. We always have like pre-show conversations in here. Crypto Chef's in the house. He said he is lurking, but he never misses an episode. My man, we appreciate you. Justin Eubanks is in the house. What's up, dude? Glad to see you. Good to see you. All right, scrolling down here. Crypto Billy, of course, he is in here. Hola, my friend. Hope you had a great weekend, and you know it. Shake and bake, baby. If y'all missed that episode, you need to go back and check it out. Trade Intuition's in the house. Joe, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. He's just saying at everyone. He is making that chat pop. We appreciate you getting that thing going. Alexandra G's in the house. What's up, lady? How are you? And of course, we got Jimmy. What's up, man? What's up? How are you? Good to see you in the house here as well. Wick's wife, Fine 89. She's dropping all the emojis here. She's one of our latest moderators. Harp's in the house. He said, oh, now you wear your colors trade. Come on, be easy, man. Be easy. I got this from In and Out Crypto, brother. So if you guys don't know, go support our man over at In and Out Crypto. So we got in the description. There's a link down for that. If you guys want to save a couple bucks on some cool swag. We got Crypto Helly in. He said, let's go. What's up? How you doing? And hopefully got most of you. Scrolling down here. Scrolling. Jeffrey Stones, how you doing? He said, hello, everyone. What's up? Lunar Beaches Crypto. He said, good luck, TradeFly. That's right. We got a big matchup going. I think Monday Night Football has officially kicked off. So we'll see. I talked a lot of smack, but I might be the one that ends up getting smacked in this fantasy football matchup. It's all good. Crypto Billy with a $4.99 super chat. He said, what up? My man, thank you. We appreciate you. Very, very much, Billy. And if you guys don't know, go check out the space tomorrow. Billy Goat Tales, they do a space every Tuesday night. So we make sure to always push everyone over there Tuesday evenings after the show. Retro Mike Tech's in the house. What's up, dude? How are you? Let's see. He said, I now only trade in fine increments, 0.89, 8.9, 89, and 89,000. So that is a shout out to the Wick family. You got Wick's wife, Fine 89, and her hubby as well that are always in the chat. So Retro Mike Tech, man, he's a trip, dude. I definitely saw your ex too. He was like, life is now complete. 89 cents. All right. Cool. I think I got everybody in the chat. So let's go ahead and start getting this party started.
I got something to talk to the community about before we get started, man.
Hey, you got it, man.
Tomorrow morning, I think around 8 a.m. Eastern time. So right after the Good Morning Crypto, I'll be going over on Carl's channel, The Moon. So I need all the alumni. I need everybody to come on over, man, and blow up the chat for me so we can let them know what time it is over there, man. I think that's a whole different audience over there. So I want to bring the alumni. I'm gonna shout everybody out, who comes in the chat, and just let them know what time it is over there.
What time did you say that was?
So I think they go to 8 a.m. I think 8 a.m. So it'll be right after Good Morning Eastern time, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So early AF over here. Got it. Yeah. I'll still be working. But if I get off early, man, I'll definitely swing by, show some love. No doubt about it. Hey, shout out to Al Jr. See you dropping in here. Mike Plays in here, dropping a little bit late. Costa Ricardo Crypto. What's up, man? How are you? And cool. Y'all know what time it is. We're gonna go ahead and start getting this thing ranking here. We got some news to cover. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna do something different today. I'm gonna do it a little out of order because I think it would be cooler to be able to follow our daily Degen through the entirety of the show, vice just doing it, between the market update and when we actually go through the TA. So let's go ahead and do that first. All right, took me a little minute to get over to the screen because I was changing it up on me. Oh, geez, now it's moving. That's not good. Here we go. All right. Gosh, that wasn't supposed to happen. All right. Well, hopefully we're good now. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look, see at the charts here. All right, we're on the 5 minute. All right, this is gonna be the daily Degen. If you guys are new here, what we do is we take a quick look at the chart. We do not get super analytical. We do not do a lot of technical analysis on this. Kind of the fun part of it. We do a little Degen segment. We let you guys vote here in the chat. And so, FD, if you could, do you have the chat or do you have the poll up? Can you actually tell me in terms of percentages what we're looking at right now? I know half of y'all voted already. Crazy people. Or can you not see it? Did you close it?
No, I exit out of it. I don't know how to bring it back up.
Got it.
Let me see.
All right. Well, my screen is acting all kinds of crazy today. But let's go ahead and look at the chart. Bitcoin on the 5 minute, you can see we did form a broadening wedge here on the 5 minute. We do have the chart prime indicator up. You can see the value area high here is at about 91.7. Dynamic reactors kind of right through the middle of the price action. Okay, so you're kind of flashing back and forth between green and red. You did have a breakout. It was close. It was close to the breakout. It was about 91.360. We have now gotten back underneath of the dynamic reactor, and it looks like we're going to retest this area on the top of this broadening wedge. Okay, so this trend, it would be a trend line. Again, this is 5 minutes, so it's super small time frame. But what you have here is the actual, like, this channel is the overarching one, the one I've been looking at on the weekly, right? Still looking for a weekly close over top of that. Haven't gotten it, but that's just so you know what this yellow line is. That is the channel that I've pointed out to you guys. This is the top side of that channel. Right here is the point of control. And this point of control goes back to the previous day. All right, just so you know the time frame of value area high, point of control, value area low. We're kind of smack in the middle of things here, but we are on the bottom side of the dynamic reactor. So, it can act as resistance. It tried to stay on top of it. But I'm going to go ahead, as usual, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Go ahead and start making some calls in here. See if we want to degen long or short. Give you guys a minute here.
75% long, 25% short.
Jeez. You guys. Just bullish AF again. Are y'all ever not bullish? I think there was... I think it was like a 60-40 split. I think we overrid you. By the way, speaking of which, I need to show you guys the when we close that one out. Let's go back to our... I think it was order history. Go back to the order history. There you go. I don't think you guys saw this yet. So I waited. I kind of held on to the trade. I saw kind of what it was doing after the show. And I was like, let me wait this out a little bit. Ultimately ended up closing up 50% off of that trade that we did on the last show. So again, this is just a degen segment. This is not us getting too analytical here. But it looks like you guys want to go long. FD, you're always a voting member. What were you seeing, man? Let me go back to this.
Long. I'm long.
You're long? You're man of the people, huh?
Man of the people.
Okay. I don't think we're going to do 100x. Go ahead and tighten that up a little bit. I know it's a degen thing, but we ain't getting that crazy. All right. I don't put a lot in this, by the way, because this really is my money. All right. It's only an $11 trade, but we're going 50x. Let's go. Full degen. I marked it in. What a dummy. Should have done a limit. It's all good. All right. We're in there. Open position. You guys are profitable already. Great job. All right. Let's go ahead and get over to the news. And first up, we got digital asset inflows hit 2.2 billion last week, reaching a record 33.5 billion year to date. Yeah, I mean 2.2 inflow, right? So we're not just talking about volume right now. We are now talking about inflows. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's bullish. That's good news. MicroStrategy buys another 51,780 Bitcoin, which is worth 4.6 billion. And he is actually looking to buy more too. They're trying to raise more money to buy more. But that being said, MicroStrategy's, their Bitcoin reserve now surpasses IBM and Nike's cash holdings. Let that sink in. Those are two massive, massive companies. And MicroStrategy is now, I mean, I won't say they're passing them, and they might even be passing them the value of the company at this point. Who knows? But anyways, their cash holdings actually exceeds theirs. That's kind of wild to think about. All right, let's go over to this part right here. Might be a little bit scary. If you guys are in the government, or if you work for the government, you should listen to this, man, because they are not playing around with Doge. Let me go and make sure I got this on for you. Let's go.
Are you expecting to close down entire agencies like President Trump has talked about the Department of Education, for example? Are you going to be closing down departments?
We expect mass reductions. We expect certain agencies to be deleted outright. We expect mass reductions in force in areas of the federal government that are bloated. We expect massive cuts among federal contractors and others who are overbilling the federal government. So yes, we expect all of the above. And I think people will be surprised by, how quickly we're able to move with some of those changes, given the legal backdrop the Supreme Court has given us.
Are you expecting?
I mean, so there you have it. They are talking about just slashing agencies altogether. Like, they're going to trim the fat, man. If you've ever heard that, it's definitely a term we say in the military a lot. Trimming the fat. You know, the things that don't need to be there, right? A lot of people don't really enjoy the fat on the steak, you know, so they get rid of it. And I think it's long overdue. And again, we've talked about this. Like, we don't want to see people lose their jobs. Like, not a fan of that. Definitely don't want to see that aspect of it. But we've also put ourselves in this position where we are costing ourselves more money, you know, by having all of this fat, essentially. So it's gonna be interesting, man. FD, how you feeling on Doge?
Ah, man, so if you saw last week or a couple days ago, we saw that the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, they missed out on their 7th straight audit of over $800 billion. So they can't account for all 847 or 800 and some odd change $billion. So I think this is something that could be come in and be good. Like they're saying a lot of, that's just one aspect of it, the Department of Defense or the Pentagon or whatever. But it's just so many different sectors of the government that came in or that has so much fat, so to say, and so much so bloated. I like I said, I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs, but in order for us to start to like reduce some of this debt, I think we're going to be approaching like $37 trillion. We have to start making these cuts. We have to start making some of these cuts, man. And I think they're going to get like 2 years payment, and then assistance trying to find something else. But Elon said, go find something else you're good at. That was his exact words that he said. So we'll have to see what happens, man. I mean,
I would
it's a lot
argue they're not all exactly good at it, to be honest, to start
man.
with.
I know. Trust me, I know, man. And I was one of them. So, it's one of those things where I'm waiting. I'm sitting back because it's a lot of promises and a lot of things that they're saying. So I'm sitting back and I'm seeing what happens. And I was just looking. I was just looking. I'm a very analytical, critical thinking, spectative man. And I was just looking and I'm just seeing just Elon Musk everywhere Trump is. Everywhere you see Trump is now you see Elon Musk. I'm like, okay. He does not. They really don't hold an official position. This is like they're like consultants. They're not like officially on the payroll. This is not an official position and things like that. And I've been hearing things. I don't know if it's might be propaganda or whatever, but they've been saying like Elon has been chiming in into all type of affairs when it comes to the United States. Now he's like, walking around like, yeah, I helped Trump get elected and things like that. So I feel like it's gonna be some sort of head bumping because I think Elon is always used to being that guy. Like as we seen, like he wants to be the guy. He wants to be in power. He wants to like I'm number one. So with all this being said, being done right now, I think at some point it's going to be a bumping of heads. But that's beside the point. I do think some cuts are coming, but I don't believe them. I don't really believe that it's just going to be like a whole slew of people losing their jobs. There may be a few here and there, but I don't think it's going to be like they're claiming right now. I really don't.
We'll see. There's definitely going to be pushback. There always is. That's how things get caught up in government all the time. If you've ever submitted any documentation in the military or in the government or been anywhere affiliated with that, or even when you submit something with the state and it has to run through the government, it's a slow process. So it will be interesting. Like you said, I don't know that they're going to be able to do it as quickly as they think they're going to be able to do it. But ultimately, I would like them to make things more efficient when it really comes down to it. But we must be like, I swear, dude, every time you like think about a story or you talk about a story, you know what's coming, right? Because that's going to be the next story. So let's go ahead and bring our man up, Mr. Elmer Fudd. You know what time it is. Down the siren. So there it is, man. Pentagon, unable to account for $824 billion budget, failing its 7th consecutive financial audit. Does this not make anyone mad? They failed their 7th consecutive financial audit, and we're just supposed to be like, cool. I mean, you wonder why people don't get reelected. You see a huge shift. It's because of silly things like this. Like, you guys aren't doing your jobs. And if you're not doing your jobs, it's time to move it on. You got to bring in some fresh blood who's willing to do the job. Man, I don't know what else to say. And FD, you kind of already talked about it, but what else you got? You got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I can attest to that because I used to work for aerospace and defense contractor, man, for the Department of Defense. And I mean, we used to lose all type of stuff all the time. Like we used to do monthly audits and quarterly audits, man. We'd be missing like millions of dollars worth of stuff. It'd be like a box of like bolts missing for like $30,000, and we just be like, oh, just write it, just put it. They'll it doesn't matter. And it's just like what is really going on? But I think a lot of this money, man. I think a lot of people in the government, not just on the defense, side, it's just all over the government. They sitting pretty right now. They thinking they're everything, they could do no wrong, because it's hard to get fired from the government, like very hard if you like in the government, like in. So I don't know how they're gonna come and do this. And like I said, I don't wish anybody to lose, their job, because a lot of these jobs are really good jobs, and right now it's not the time to be losing jobs. So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why they. I'm kind of in the camp with I can't remember her name. She said, "Why do we need two people for that job?" I'm kind of like, "Why do we need two people? Why do we need Elon and Vivek to do this job?" Maybe they're coming together. Maybe Vivek can put a little bit more time and energy into it, because Elon has so much other things to do. But I, I don't know, man. This is going to be a wild 2025. I'm guaranteeing you, it's going to be a wild 2025, and it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows in the economy and the markets and the government, just everywhere. And I'm just, hopefully trying to capitalize on it somehow.
Right on, right on. Well, you guys probably, well, did we just lose FD? Maybe. That's all right. We're going to keep pushing through here. I'll go through the economic calendar. It looks like he's back. All right, sweet.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, all good, man. Let's go on to the next. Here we go. All right, economic calendar. We got building permits. That's going to be on November 19th, which is tomorrow. We got FOMC minutes, November 26th. November 27th, you got core PCE price index month over month, durable goods orders month over month, GDP growth rate, and that is followed by personal income month over month, as well as personal spending month over month. So I got a few numbers that are going to be coming out here that could definitely have an impact. FOMC minutes will definitely be something you want to pay attention to as well. But you know where to go for that. Go ahead, tune into the morning show. Piper's going to break that down for you. He's going to give you all the juicy details, the deets, I think, as they call it these days. All right, over to the total market cap. That is sitting at 3.07 trillion. That is up 1.59%. 24-hour trading volume is at 199.71 billion, and that is up 22.40%. Bitcoin dominance currently sitting at 58.49%. That's a decrease of 0.48%. Fear and greed index is in extreme greed at a score of 83. One thing I do want to look at is the trending coins. Let's go ahead and look at the trending coins. We'll look at top 10. See if we see any of the big ones. XRP is definitely a big token. We'll look at that. That is number 1 on trending. Cardano is number 2. Solana is at 4. Doge at 5. PayPay at 7. Peanut the squirrel is at 8. Bonk at 9. Hedera at 10, and Sui at 11. So definitely some big names there. I guess I missed Avo. Oh, I don't know. All right, that's at 6, and not as familiar with Hooked. I have heard of it, but don't know as much about it there. All right, let's see. So that's kind of your trending. Peanut? I remember somebody asked me about Peanut. I think it was like $2 and something. They're like, "Do you think it's gonna go back down to $2?" And I was like, "I think so, because it's a meme token. It's low cap, and really, like, once that facade kind of wears off." I definitely thought I was going to pull back to 2. Well, there you go. It's at $1.61, man. So if you're still interested, there it is. Crypto bubbles, we'll take a look-see at that. We got HBAR at 43.3%, XTZ at 37.8, NEO at 11.7, Theta at 17.8, Flow at 10.2, AKT at 29.3, CAS at 12.7, Retromite Tech, sorry about that. But let's go see, what is that at right now? That is at 17. I like to see it. All right, Ondo at 11%, Algo at 13.1, and that is some of your big movers. Vet at 13.8. If anybody's getting their butt kicked, Goat at 12.8%. PayPay's pulling back, Popcat's pulling back, Peanuts at 7.8, Hex at 7.1. Nothing too crazy other than really Goat, Hex, and Peanuts, and OM. There you go. Everything else is kind of sub 5. Go down to your top 10. For your daily, let's see if we got any big movers here. I'm not going to run through the whole list, but Bitcoin is currently at $90,834. Ethereum is at $3,148. So let's go. Hey, Solana's been moving, bro. That has been moving. That's a $239. Feels like just a month ago we were talking about 119, 128. So it is a moving. XRP is finally over $1. That's looking good. Doge coins at 37 cents. We were talking about that at 10 cents. Cardano was at 30 cents. Now it's at 73 cents. I mean, it's all looking pretty good. Ton was sub 5. It's now at $5.60, 63 cents. AVAX is at $34.94. That was down, I think, in the 20s. Well, I know it's in the 20s.
Man.
What's up?
AVAX is gonna be the next one. I want to talk about that once we jump into the chart. But I know you're big on AVAX too. But I think AVAX hasn't had his bid yet. AVAX hasn't had his bid yet. So keep that on your radar, guys.
Yeah, it hasn't popped as much as everything else, to be honest with you. So yeah, that could be a sleeper. SUI, that's at $3.68. Chainlink, that's up into number 15 right now, $14.94. That's good to see. So Bitcoin Cash is kind of sliding out of the top 15. Can't say I'm upset about that. All right, let's look at the liquidation heat map, and you can see liquidity is building up to the top and bottom side. I'm going to refresh this real quick just to make sure that we are up to date, because this thing will move during the show sometimes. All right, you do have liquidity to the top side starting at about 92,750. Not surprised there because you're getting near the all-time high. We are kind of going horizontal here. It looks like a little bit more of an uptrend kind of on a smaller time frame, but it is definitely looking like some consolidation here. We'll say over the previous 72 hours. Look at the weekly. As you guys can see, there's liquidity on the top and the bottom side, and price is kind of horizontal. All right, so here we go. So you see more of a trend on the weekly, price action going up and right, kind of a series of higher lows. So that's kind of looking good. I would say then that puts this liquidity at more risk, just based on being closer to price action and having a trend that goes up and right. Almost looks like it's kind of building an ascending triangle, which would be a bullish pattern. Let's go ahead and look at it on the chart. This is the 4-hour. You did have a breakout here. It formed a symmetrical is what it's saying, but I would say, yeah, maybe. But once this plays out, right, you're now seeing the top side of this getting a little closer. If you take kind of, it's up for argument there, but it looks a little bit more of an ascending triangle to me, just based on the closures and looking at this trend line going up and right, which to me, that puts pressure to the top side, right? It puts pressure to the upside. So that this makes sense to have a breakout. This breakout though, and the smart target puts you over the all-time high. I think the smart target right now is about 93.6. If you were going to play that, one of the things I like to do personally when you see these breakouts is I like to look for the retest. So here is your actual breakout. Comes back down, retest. Now understand that this is kind of a zone, right? You got a width here. It's not just, the candle closures, just so you know. But I do like seeing the retest before ultimately I like seeing the price action go up. So one of the things I would be looking at here is you get the breakout, right? It signals the breakout with the green bubble and then comes down, retest the area, OC retest, and then we look for the continuation. All right. So I don't always like to enter right here where you get the bubble print. Let's look at some, high side target's the obvious one. It's all time high. It's on a smaller time frame. This is only over the last 24 hours. This fixed range volume profile. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. Even though I do kind of like where the value area high and the value area low is, as well as the point of control. Point of control almost lines up with my channel. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off right now. Let's actually do a fixed range volume profile for the range, because we established a new range now. We can agree on that. Get all that junk out of there. Let's go. Fixed range volume profile. Let's say start here. Cool. There it is. That makes it a little bit more clear, right? You do see the value area high, right? And you're finding a little bit of confluence there with the top side of this trend here, the symmetrical triangle. But the point of control, this is really holding up, right? You can see where it was resistance, flipped, what was resistance into support, multiple touches on the point of control, and it's just kind of it's finding confluence here with this trend line. So it's kind of getting a squeeze. Very interesting. if I was a betting man, just looking at this, I would probably, without looking at the oscillator, I would lean towards price action to go up without looking at the oscillator. Oscillator gives me a little bit of pause because you can see a clear trend down, but it is trying to really reset. It's kind of going horizontal here. Looks like it's trying to reset. It's still got the dynamic reactor working its way up on the 4-hour. Tough. It's tough. And you're trying to sit on the top side of this channel. So the title for the show today was key level, right? It's critical level right here. That's if we get a close, which we still didn't get the daily close over top of this channel, but if we get a close on the weekly over top of this channel, game changer, man. We could be talking some really weird numbers if we get a close over top of this channel. So I'm gonna be keeping my eye on that. That's this yellow line. Zoom out just for you guys that are new here. That goes back to 2021. All right, so I won't go through the whole historical, but you can see this channel right here. That's the top side, the resistance. That's the bottom side. We haven't had a weekly close underneath of it, and we haven't had a weekly close over top of it yet. So gives me a little bit of pause, you know, of taking a long entry on the top side of that, but at the same time, on a shorter time frames, it does look like I would lean towards an up bias only because the liquidity is so close to the top side, and there's a little bit of confluence acting as support, trying to hold it up. So, all right, top side again, all-time high 93,491. Really hard to say that you're gonna, you know, break out above that. That's a very clear area of resistance, and if you do get a double top, which is damn near close, it's close to it now, you are seeing a trend down on the RSI for the prime oscillator. So not the ideal setup. If we do fall, if price action does come down, of course, we know we like to look for areas, you know, and just kind of be ready for it, right? Where can we be ready for a long entry? Well, you got 87,169 at the 0.236. That also is your value area low. So you have some confluence there. You got a horizontal at about 85. So a couple areas of support that can hold you up, but I'd say most of the confluence is up here. So we keep an eye, really the point of control, and that is 89,519. So again, if we fall through that area, point of control is going to be your first stop, and you have a trend line. There's confluence in that area, and then your next stop is looking at about 87,169. So there are some areas for you to look at. Again, this is very just kind of zoomed out approach. I know this is 4-hour, which is a little degen, but at the same time, you know, just kind of giving you some big numbers here. But I think my bias right now is to the upside. We do have to make it through this value area high, little trend line here, but I think a move to the upside makes sense. So there you go. That's a quick look at Bitcoin. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to FD.
Cool. So, like you were saying, like we really don't have too much to look at us to our left side. So we're just building a lot of structure in this area that we're in right now. So what I'm looking at right now, I just pulled some trend lines up, from the beginning of October, and they're coming in confluence with my volume profiles. And right now, 3 key levels for me that I'm watching. 89,500. This is around the level that we need to hold right now to stay in this channel. This I don't even know what kind of pattern this is, but it is some type of upwards sloping channel that we're in. Looks a little bit bearish if we would break this, but I mean the top side is past all-time high. The top side is coming in at about 95K. So if we do seem to hold this level here at around 92K, we probably will make our way quickly up to about 95, and that'll be taking out the all-time high at about 93.5. What we don't want to do, or what we don't want to see, is a loss of this upward sloping trend line here. We had a touch here on the 12th. We had another significant touch here on the 14th, again on the 17th, and then on the 18th. So we want to hold this upper sloping trend line, like I said, coming in at about 89,500. We lose that, it's looking like we'll go back to the bottom of our volume profiles, this big volume node here, which will be around 85,000 or 85,161. That's the number that I have. Of course, it won't be that exact number, but it'll be somewhere around there. And then if we lose that, we just have all this space here. This is what I really don't want to see. I do think we will get a retracement, a bigger retracement at some point, but hopefully it's not till later down the line. So that will be coming in at the top side. We will lose this area here at about 85. We'll probably come in and start touching this 75 to 76K area, which is our top side right here where this volume node starts. So just short term for Bitcoin. I'm just looking. I'm kind of in wait and see mode right now. If we do seem to break those all-time highs at 93, I'll probably ride it all the way up to about 95, 96, 97K. We'll probably just start making our way back up to, or making our way over past that 100K mark, or we might get rejected a little bit before. But I think the all-time high is what we need to really take out in order to, see some more bullish price action, because, everybody's getting bored again. If you notice, everybody's getting bored again, and you can tell people are getting bored with Bitcoin because you see that Bitcoin dominance starts to drop. I still want to see Bitcoin dominance go up. I don't want to see it top out at 60, 61%. I want to see it get to the mid 60s, maybe higher, for us to get a real true alt season, for us to get a real face melting alt season. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, and that's what I'm hoping happens in the immediate short term for Bitcoin. So hopefully we get one more strong push, maybe like another 20, 30,000. That'll give us what, 100, 110, 120K, which is my price target for that breakout of that bull flag, that huge weekly bull flag that we were in. Even that cup and handle, I think that everybody was looking at, that's the price target around there. So I'll be looking for one strong push up there, maybe get Bitcoin dominance to about 63, 64, 65, maybe higher, and then roll over and then watch the alt season, go bananas. So we might get previous cycles we've had two tops, so maybe we'll get something like that. Maybe we'll get a short-term push to over 100, maybe 120, nice retracement, which I'm actually expecting at some point, and then our final push, possibly, who knows, Van Eck and all these other companies, they're talking their book, but they're talking 180, they're talking 230, 250. So I don't know. I'm not making any predictions. I'm gonna ride it, and then once we lose key levels, then I'll start to reassess. But as long as we're not losing key levels, I'm not getting too bearish. So I think we're looking good right now, and my bias is like yours, TradeFly. It is bullish, but I am just waiting for I'm not jumping the gun. I'm waiting for some of my levels to be broken to the upside, in order to open a long. And these shorts, like even when earlier today, when we started getting a nice little sell-off this morning, man, it was bought up super quick. It was really, really bought up super quick. And that shows strength in the economy. I mean, in the crypto market, in Bitcoin. So that's what I like to see. And we'll talk about some altcoins next, because my altcoin strategy has been working perfectly. Not perfectly, but it has been working. And I'm going to share it with you after I pass the TradeFly and he comes back. So I'm going to work on some altcoins really quick, and then I'll see you in a second.
All right. Over to Retro Mike Tech's favorite token, CAS. So we were looking at that, right? We had a nice trend going up and right. And you can see it was pretty much respecting it. It was stair-stepping all the way up. You had the golden pocket, wicked off of that. Got up to the 0.5, wicked off, came on, well, not wicked off it, but found support on that, right? It was just kind of taking a stair-step approach all the way up. 0.382, look at that big old wick off of 0.382. Stepped up to the 0.236, and it finally broke down, right? What comes up must come down. It's not too surprising to see that it finally broke the trend, right? Did get to the bottom side of that, but I was very, very interested in this area here for CAS, and that was the 0.5. Made a lot of sense. Now, again, this fib retracement is like the whole token, right? You can see it goes all the way down to 0.0000, all the way up to the pivot, all-time high. So that being said, looking at it right now, like, we've reestablished the range. We're well within it. So this was a nice area. OC retest, all right? So here it is. You want to see it live? Here it is. This is what we talk about all the time. Comes up, breaks through, retest, boom, goes up. Now, for me, personally, if I was looking at this as a play, I would only look between these two levels, right? I wouldn't take it all the way up, typically, unless you lather out. So you could take your initial investment out, whatever your strategy is in terms of taking profits. But typically, I'm pretty cut and dry with mine. I don't do too much in terms of taking profits and all that. I usually just take it up to the next level, or if I get comfortable, or if I see kind of it, going horizontal, starting a round, whatever the case may be. Sometimes I'll just take the the profit, and then I'll just walk away. But I would have probably looked at the 0.236. It just blew through that. You can see it did come up, it tested it, and it just went through. So now we're looking at a horizontal level. All right, so coming back left on the chart about 17 cents. You can see right here, resistance, quite a bit of resistance. And I think it's pretty important. I talk about this a lot of times. It was trying to hold up as support. You can see that very clearly right here. And then it broke down. And it retested that area multiple times before it broke down. So for me, that lets me know this is a very significant area of price action. So I'm going to key in on this area. I think it's a really important moment for CAS right now to see where we're headed. Unfortunately, a lot of times when I'm doing VA, it's like you're sitting at that level, that level that's pretty important. And right now that seems to be the case. So it's hard to say, hey, we're going to go up to this level, or we're going to go down to that level, because we are at a key area. All right. So keep an eye on it. Right. I mean, you can see all this was bullish, right? You had bullish divergence all the way down there, but now we're getting to the top side of that, right? So we did get overbought. And now this is going to be interesting, because if price action starts to come down, what do you think this is going to print right here? If this bends over, not very easily, barely, I guess, but it's going to be bearish divergence on the prime oscillator. So this is a RSI based indicator. I don't know that the RSI looks exactly the same, but at least on the prime oscillator pro, it is going to print bearish divergence if price gets rejected here. If price gets rejected here, this will trend over, and you're going to see that print bearish divergence. So something for you to keep an eye on. Again, a very significant area. You can see it's had a hard time getting over it. We haven't gotten over it or been over it since August of 24. So, I mean, that's a few months. So keep that in mind. I would look for the same thing that I look for here. All right, when you got over the 0.382, what are we going to look for? Once we get over the 17 cents. So see retest. You're probably going to see a nice little pop, right? Because it is a significant area. You'll see a quick move, I think. But ultimately, I think it'll come back down, right? It'll come back down, retest. It'll flip what was resistance into support. That's your opportunity, okay? So if you missed all this move in here, then your opportunity is, once it breaks, look for that retest. Obviously not financial advice, but that's where you can start researching whether you want to look at a long position. That's probably the best way to put it. But we've reestablished the range, man. So it really wasn't that bad. We fell out for a little bit, but it wasn't too crazy. So this still has opportunity to keep its trend up and right. Retro Mike Tech probably has something else to tell us of why this thing's going to crash here. But I will say I've heard them in the news. I won't say in the news. I've seen them on Twitter quite a bit. And they have really been kind of arguing their case of why they're not listed in the top 50 on Coinbase for that fund. And they're also trying to get listed on Coinbase. So, I know that Brian Armstrong did acknowledge them, and he wrote them back on Twitter saying, hey, well, I'll give you to, whatever the approval department is for Coinbase to get them listed. So very interesting that they haven't been listed though yet. There's been way more obscure and random projects, to be truthfully or very honest. So we'll see. Hopefully it's a matter of time. That'd be pretty good for my bags personally. But that's kind of some of the levels I'm looking at on CAS. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to FD. See what you got.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's something going on when it comes to Casper and Coinbase, man, because they just been listing all type of coins recently, and Casper is not one of them. Even though I'm not like a big Casper bull, I do think it should be on Coinbase. But I'm looking at Chainlink right now, and Chainlink, this is one of the OGs. This is one of the ones, if you've been in multiple cycles, you probably held a little bit of Chainlink at some point. And Chainlink, man, kind of underperformed for me last cycle. I wanted to go to like 250. That was my goal. But that's when I really got caught up in price predictions. I was kind of new to the space, and it's just like, oh, this coin. I'm listening to all these people online saying this coin is going to this coin is going to that. Everybody was doing price prediction videos. That was the thing. And it made me round trip. We got up to $50 because I was waiting on $250. and we just basically been down only since. So what I want to see for Chainlink, we're starting to get a nice little push to the upside, but what I really want to see for Chainlink is us to break this downtrend, and this is coming from the 2021 high, May 2021 high, about $53. So we tried to break it back in March. Our cycle high got rejected, came up again, didn't quite get up to that line, and then we've just been all the way down back to about $7.80, and now we're starting a nice little uptrend, on a smaller time frame. So today we got a nice little pop. So let's zoom in to see what we're looking at and see what needs to happen for Chainlink for me to. Well, I'm already holding a little bag, so hopefully it'll continue. So we came up, came back down, and retested this 200. This is what I really wanted to see at first. We talked about this, I think it was last week. We said we wanted to hold this 200-day simple moving average. We finally held it, popped up, and now we are hitting our head around this downward sloping trend line. And this is the trend line, like I said, that I pulled all the way back from the high of 2021. We do also have a horizontal coming in that's just been acting as macro horizontal or macro support resistance level. I mean, going back to November. So probably started November. So about a year. So this is a year. Let me actually make this thicker just for me so I can see it. So this is a macro support resistance flip level that I'm looking at, and it's coming in confluence almost exactly with the downtrend from the high of 2021. So of course, you already know what I want to see. Simple TA is a break and retest of both that downtrend and that horizontal, and then we can make our way to this here, which will also be a nice gap, a nice volume gap. So we have 3 levels of confluence coming in. If we hold that volume gap, downward sloping trend line, horizontal, hold that as support, pop up to this here, this dotted line here, this red dotted line, which will be one of our last stops of resistance before we can ultimately start to make our way back up to those all-time highs if we want to get back to those all-time highs. And this dotted line is coming in at about $20. So really, the 2 levels that we need to hold is this $16 level. We'll say $16.50 and then $20. So after we break those 2 levels, now we can zoom back out, and now we can see exactly what we can be looking for when it comes to Chainlink and trying to make our way back to those all-time highs. We do have a little bit of, around $20 to $22, like we said, but then, we can start making our push back up to around $36, $37 over here. We see all this price action from February. We had some more in May. This is 2021. So we built a lot of structure in this area here. September 2021, October 2021. So this seems like once we break that downtrend, this seems like the area of interest that I'll be looking at the most, because we had so much trouble breaking this after we broke these all-time highs. So we want to break that. That's the major level. So I think we're going to get up to this level. This is my major area, my major conviction area that I think we're going to get back up to. So that's about $35. And this was the level that we had a tough time breaking back above. Like I said, once we broke up, we didn't break it, got rejected. Then we broke all-time highs. Then we got rejected again, got rejected again, got rejected again. Then ultimately went to the bear market. So this is the level that I will be looking at to break. And like I said, this is coming in at about $35. So we'll put that there. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger. So $35. We break $35. Now we're looking good. Now we're looking good. But Chainlink has not been moving like I wanted it to move. So hopefully we can get a bid. There's so many new coins and so many new projects that came in. Still haven't compete. It doesn't compete with the Oracle and things like that space. But it's just a lot of people are not paying attention to it. A lot of people are coming into the space and not really paying attention to fundamentals at this point. But I think Chainlink has a lot of partnerships, a lot of fundamentals. So if high conviction fundamental plays come back, I think Chainlink will be at the top of the list, and I think we'll get back up to this $35 area for sure. And then ultimately, hopefully, we can get back to that $50 to $53 area and break that. After we break that, sky's the limit for Chainlink. But like I always say with all these top altcoins, and this really, really resonates with the top altcoins, the total market cap has to double from here for these altcoins to break all-time highs again. Like it has to really double in order for because the smaller cap, the new coins, they're gonna move. But the ones that's been around, the ones that have been around for a cycle or two already and have kind of been forgotten about, these are the ones that really need the total market cap to really start to break those highs and really start to get up there. So I think Chainlink will definitely benefit from a total market cap, $5 trillion, $6 trillion market cap. So it's just be on my radar. I'm holding. So I think I'll maybe take a nice little bag out at $35. or my initial investment, which was pretty cheap, and then I'll probably let the rest ride. But it's just a game time decision for me, so I'll maneuver my strategy depending on how the market sentiment is, depending on how the market is, and I'll go from there. But I like Chainlink from here.
Right on. I got a HBAR up on the weekly. We're going to take a look at that for Crypto Pollo. Cluck, cluck, my dude. All right. Hey, let me point something out here for Chart Prime real quick. So on the weekly, right? Obviously very zoomed out, but man, it prints it all for you. So when you see 3 right here, that's the third smart target. It's already hit the first 2. Typically, I only go down to the first one personally. But that being said, it did hit the first 2, gave you the breakout, gave you the smart targets. Didn't quite go down to 3. However, I always tell you, find a level of, resistance or support in this case that you can exit out of. And of course, if you're looking at this right here, I mean, I would say the bulk of where the support is probably right around here. And you can see like that would kind of front run that third smart target, but here nor there, it gave it to you, right? Gave you the trade. And if you really wait it, right? If you waited to point it or print at the bullish side, or really, actually that's hidden. It actually looks like bullish if you're looking at it, but I think that is actually the indicator for hidden, but here nor there. Anyways, price coming down, RSI going up, bullish divergence is really what it is. And so you can see that it pushed up, and there's no way to really predict this, to be honest with you. But the good news is you got the dynamic reactor. Look at how long the dynamic reactor has been red. Look at how long it's been resistance. That goes back to January of 2022. So when you think a project's dead, we kind of talked about that. You're like, you know what? I'm moving all my funds off of it. Then it turns around and pops. Here you go again. Whack-a-mole. I'm trying to tell you. In a bull market, it's whack-a-mole. So sometimes you just got to keep some exposure to some of these tokens and projects that you got faith in. Anyways, so you broke through the dynamic reactor. We have now turned green for the first time on the weekly. Let's see. Let's go back historically and see what happens. Last 2 times. All right, let's just go from green to red. That's all I'm going to do. Very, very simple. All right, you got to go to the next candle close. Let's go to blue, next candle, and I believe that one's the close. All right, that's a 398% move. That's not so bad. Let's go ahead and look at this one. All right, candle close, boom, and we flipped red there. 24.25% move. That's only saying you just went green to red. Okay, that's not saying that you got out up here. I mean, you can see, some of those moves are pretty redonkulous, or banana land, as you guys like to hear me say. I mean, at some point, easy. Could have easily caught an 80 to 100% move if you were looking at some of the resistance over here, right? But even if you were just like, you know what, I'm just following the indicator. 25% win right there. This has been a heck of a fall. We've now flipped green, but you kind of know, like, you're likely to win the trade if it flips green. Just if you're looking at the last 2 times. Really 3 times. I can see it. Maybe not 3. But right here, you can see that was a win. So that looks like it was a win. That might have been a loss. But what are you saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 out of 5 times the win on the weekly. So looking at that, that's looking positive, right? But I do have an area, a kind of a zone. It's a big zone on the weekly. It's a really big zone, but I do think you're running up towards some resistance now. You can see it. Bottom side here, this was support at one point. Top side of this range right here was support with a big breakdown. All right, so just understand if you are an HBAR, you're going to be running into some resistance around 16.5 cents to about 19, really 20 cents. I do think there's going to be some resistance there for you. Let's look at the daily. And the reason I want to look at the daily, because, this called a short opportunity, right? Breakout to the downside. Look at the daily. Because what this did was set you up for that move to the top side. Look at this. Again, absolute fire, man. So gives you the pattern, gives you the breakout, gives you the smart targets. All of that's done for you. So you had everything kind of lining up here. You had a pattern, Dynamic reactor turned green. Now, the thing that wasn't lining up for you is, hey, this is saying it's ready for a reversal as well as it was overbought. Now, I told you, though, we've talked about this before. Sometimes when you have very strong moves and when there's a bull market, you're going to see the oscillator kind of get tacked out towards the top side of, the oscillation, right? So we're seeing this overbought. You may see that over and over again when a project moves very quickly. And if it continues its move up, it may not give it an opportunity to reset. You just kind of see it kind of small reset, small reset, small reset, and then it just kind of keeps hitting this overbought. So, that being said, knowing that we have resistance to the top side here, very, very close, and you're getting overbought, if you do see this start to bend over, you are printing the true 7. So this is telling you we're probably going to cool down. That's just kind of a combination of 7 different indicators all put together. So that is triggered. I don't know, man. I would definitely not take a long position. Like, that's your play right here with this breakout. But I wouldn't take a long. I'd be more likely to exit, right around here, or even potentially take a short, just depending on what kind of interaction you see with this area. As you can see, last time you saw this wick right here is showing you that there's selling pressure in this area. But that happened in April of 24. So we'd have to go back on the chart on Bitcoin. So what I would recommend for you to do, go back on the chart without me dragging this on too far. Look to see what was going on in April 24, what Bitcoin was doing at that point, and just kind of see if that's an anomaly or, what kind of drew that down. That could have been the Japan, the carry trade thing. But I don't know if I'm going to do it anyways. Might as well look. It's going to drive me nuts if I don't look. See, Bitcoin, daily. Nope. In April. Okay. So yeah, not too tight of a correlation there. So HBAR kind of popped on its own. All right, back to HBAR. Quick. Cool. All right, so if you missed this, see if we have any opportunities here. It's hard, man, because I can't just take a pivot off of a notional area here. So I'm not going to try to do that right now. You can try to look at this area right here to see if it like pulls back and you get a bounce off of that. But again, that's speculation. So what I'll just say is look out for this area here to the top side because it is still moving. It's crazy. That is a crazy wick. It's still moving. So look for some resistance up in this area is what I'll look at right now. If it breaks through that area, we get on the top side of it, we're talking a whole nother story, right? Because now you're reestablishing where the bulk of this price action was up here. And then that's kind of changing the game. And then you could look for some continuation, right? Because look at this move right here. You got a rejection initially, and then look at this rocket ship here, right? I mean, that's unreal for HBAR. I'll measure that out real quick. I don't know that we'll see a move like that again, but that's a 200% move. So look for an initial rejection. I think that's what I would look for. And then after that, man, it could be game on. So, all right, that's HBAR. I'll flip it back to FD, and then after that, we'll have to switch back over to our daily Degen play and get out of here.
So I got Moonwell. This was a request in the chat. I'm not sure who said it, but thank you for saying it, man, because I really like this chart. I really, really like this chart, and I think it's primed for a nice breakout. So I'm on the daily time frame right now just to get a little bit more information because I'm not too privy with it. So I'm looking at this area of interest that we're at right now at about 5 to 6 cents, which we came back here at the top of the market back in March. Well, this was the top of the market back then. And then we went all the way down, back to about a penny. Then we reclaimed that 200, which is what I like to see, held it as perfect support, blasted right through this support resistance flip at about 6 cents. And now we're coming back down to retest it to confirm on the daily. So what am I looking at? Like just from a zoomed out view, I mean, I see a nice, let me delete this. This is actually in my way. I'm seeing a nice little a huge falling wedge, I guess you can call it this, or a bull flag or something like that. And I pulled a measured move. If you wanted to take it from the bottom here to the top of that triangle, and then I'll be looking at a move possibly to about maybe 15 cent, or if you want to draw it a different way. So you have to be in trading, you have to be savvy to what other people are also looking at too, because you don't want to just be one dimensional, because some of this stuff is just like how you see it. So another measured move that people may take it from is this here, from this swing low to the high here, and then you can extrapolate it over here, and then it'll just come in basically at the top of the falling wedge at about almost 11.5 to 12 cents. So I like this setup. So I mean, simple breakout retest. This is what I will be looking at, and I'm actually going to set an alert here. Hopefully it doesn't happen when I'm sleeping, but I will set an alert here. We need to get back above this 50-day simple moving average. I think we'll do that. Of course, breakout, hold this downtrend as support, but sometimes it does come back down here, so we might have to look for a double bottom on the daily, and then we can start to make our way back up to these levels that I'm talking about, because the move, the depth of this triangle or this wedge is already so deep that it looks like we might just come back down for this support level back here that we're at right now. So I'll be looking at something, maybe a double bottom. Where's my drawing tool? So where we're at here, I like that, and then maybe come up, break out of it, maybe come back down for a higher low, but ultimately like a double bottom, and then make our way back up. But this is actually a good trade. We have this volume, this gap right here, so I think we can move from this area to about 8 cent fairly quick, and then we'll have another little gap here from about 8 cent all the way up to about 10 cents. So I'm really using my volume gaps. These are really good tools to use to me in a bull run, because it just shows you where you can get the quickest moves. When you see those volume gaps, you know those moves could be very quick and violent. And that's just like what we talked about with HBAR last week. I said, look at all this space of opportunity between this, I think we were at like 7 cent and between up to like 20 cent. And we saw the move get initiated today with HBAR because it was just no volume, huge volume gap in between those two price points. So I really look for those when it comes to trading these big moves, and when they do move and I do see a huge volume gap, I'll go a little bit heavier to get a little bit more quicker. And then like coins like this where I'm not too privy of, or I don't know what's going on with it fundamentally. I know that once we break this area here at around 11 cent, it looks like that's the all-time high. So, well, not really. I guess when it launched, it was a little bit higher, but can't really count that. So I'm thinking once we break this 11 cent, which will be probably triggered by this move out of this falling wedge, we can start to break this 11, 12 cent and start to get in the price discovery mode. And once that happens, it's like everybody starts to pile in. So this is one of the coins that I've been hearing a lot about, like even in the chat. A lot of people always ask to, look at this coin. So I'm actually, once we get off, I'm gonna do a little bit of due diligence on it. And I got my alert set. So if we do start to pop off in between that, I'll see how, some of my oscillators are looking. Actually, let's go over here on the daily. Looks like we're a little topped out on the weekly. Let's go to the daily, see what this money flow is coming out on the daily. 4-hour money flow is in the red, so looks like we may be starting to get a nice little pullback. Looks like we might be starting to possibly go up a little bit more to get that double bottom, roll back over to get that double bottom, and then we'll continue to see this. But this might be one I might put in the Discord as well, so we can keep this updated, or we'll just update it every day on a Nightcap as well to let you know what I'm looking at. But these moves can happen so fast, like I said, so you just have to be on it. But I do like this, so shout out to whoever put Moonwell in the chat. I do like this, and it's very close to another less than 100%. Well, what's that? Let me so from where we are now to up here, so yeah, this will be 100% move, and then beyond if we start to break that all-time high. So I like that. So whoever put that in there, thank you. And Jesse, I do want to say, Jesse, man, he said it was 3:30 a.m. over there wherever he's at. Where are you at, if you don't mind saying? And we appreciate you staying up with us for the Nightcap, man, because I know I'm tired and it's only 9:30 over here. So if it's 3:30 over there, man, we appreciate you staying for the nightcap. We've been seeing you in the chat every day for the nightcap. So we just want to, send our appreciation your way.
He's at Holland. You're muted.
Oh, I was just shaking my head.
Yeah. All right, fam. Well, you know what? We're going to start wrapping this up. We do have to go over to our daily Degen real quick and check on that. Here we go. Looking at it, we are up 6.29% right now. We're going to go ahead and close that out. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and close. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a limit in. Let's go ahead and just mark it close. Not ideal, but we'll go ahead and do it. It looks like we will be profitable. So let's go through our little Degen plays here. Let me scroll down here. So far, you guys have closed up 5.53%. You've closed up 50.59%. And then our first one was a L. That was 2.44%. So just straight up Degen plays. Not even really thinking much about it. You guys are up about over 50%. So good on you. All right, throw dart at the wall and see if it sticks, man. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up and get out of here for the night. FD, you got anything for the people on the way out of here?
No, actually, like I said, man, if you up in the morning, I'll make sure I put it out on my X and put it out in the Discord and whatnot. Come over there and support me, man, so we can, show them what's up. And appreciate everybody for staying up. Sometimes we go a little bit over an hour, but you guys stick around and we appreciate it. And hopefully everybody's been learning something these past few months from the nightcap, because we've been dropping a lot of nice things and learning a lot of things too in the chat. You guys are helping out too. When it comes to, putting coins on our radar like Moonwell and, just a bunch of different things. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we're very appreciative. Very thankful for everyone that's in the chat. We do this for you, obviously. So hope everyone had a great weekend and a good start to the week. Hopefully everything stays green and we close over top of that all-important channel. That was what we were looking at. And if it does, we'll be off to the races again. So we are consolidating again. We've established a new range. We're just kind of wait this out, see what happens here. But with that being said, you guys have a great night. Be safe, trade safe, and we are going to see you again tomorrow.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain.